What's up guys? How you doing? Good to see you. Today's video is all about commercials. Commercials have played a huge part in my career. I frankly don't know where I'd be without them. I am one of the very, very lucky people who have done enough commercials and done well enough that I was able to quit my day job. I quit back in 2011 and I haven't had to have one since. I count my blessings every day and I'm so grateful to commercials for it. So obviously I am super excited to share with you what I know so that you can have a great commercial career. Let's just jump right into the video, shall we? All right, so commercials are, in my opinion, a great way to start out and get your feet wet in your acting career. Some people even just do commercials as their sole acting career. You know, maybe they discovered that the whole theatrical stuff, film and TV and theater, is just not for them. It's too much pressure, and commercials are a great way to make a lot of money if you're lucky enough to book some. They're just great. I mean, yes, for commercial auditions, you still have to know what you're doing and be a professional, but there's a little less pressure than for a theatrical audition. Usually there's not any dialogue to memorize. Sometimes there is, but usually not. And you know, it's just less pressure. It's more of a fun environment in the room. It really is just a great way to get in front of people and get really used to that feeling of auditioning. And the very best part, if you're just starting out your career with commercials, it doesn't matter if you have any credits. It has zero impact if you have 0 TV credits or 1,000 TV credits. Well, maybe if you're like a celebrity, obviously that makes a difference. But you know, as far as just being a regular actor, having a bunch of TV credits, while for theatrical, it does matter. They do like to see that you've worked a lot. For commercials, it doesn't matter. They don't check, they don't know. They just want to know if you can sell their product and if they like you. So that's really cool. You know, you don't have to worry about that big catch-22 of how do I get a job without having jobs and blah, 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 blah. Another great thing, you don't have to be in the union to book great jobs. This is not a good thing for me because I am in the union, and so that means I can't do non-union work. But commercials right now are leaning heavily towards non-union. It is a way for companies and producers to save money. Unfortunately, actors do get paid less. If you're not in the union, that means you just get paid for shooting the commercial that one day. You don't see any residuals. That means you don't get paid when it airs and on and on. And it also does not go towards your insurance. You know, SAG and AFTRA offers fantastic insurance for actors when they make a certain amount of money per year. And if you're doing non-union commercials, that money does not go obviously towards the union, so it doesn't count. The most beautiful place to be, stay there as long as you can if you're there, is SAG eligible or SAG-E, which means that you can do union jobs and you can also do non-union jobs. That means you've probably done a union job, and that means you're a must join. You must join the next time you do a union job. But yes, the bottom line is if you are not in the union, don't stress about it. You can still book plenty of commercial work. Now I must warn you of the bad news, because if you are not already in the industry and maybe you've heard about commercials and how much money you can make with commercials, you've probably heard some numbers that'll like blow your mind, like $200,000, $100,000, whatever. Back in the day, commercials were mostly Class A. Class A means that you get paid every single time that commercial airs. It is insanely rare nowadays for commercials to be Class A at all. It's usually Wild Spot or just cable or this, that. It's so complicated and so hard to explain, and that's the kind of thing you should talk about with your commercial agent once you get one. But basically, it's really rare to get paid. Now every single time a commercial airs, you get paid in chunks now, so they buy it for like 12 weeks, say, and they can air it as much as they want in that time. Really, the bad news is that you can't really make as much as you used to in commercials. I mean, if you make a really great worldwide spot that keeps coming back year after year, yeah, you can see a pretty penny from that thing. But you never know, never know which commercials are gonna make the most money. A long time ago, I did a Proactive commercial, and I didn't even know if I wanted to do it. You know, it's Proactive, it's an infomercial, it's about skincare. I was worried they were gonna like put acne on my face, but I was actually just one of those people who like looks in the mirror at their face. But that commercial, I didn't think it would make that much money. It ended up being really great for me. And after like 5 years of it running worldwide, they asked me to do another spot. So I got to ride the Proactive train for a very long time. You really don't know what's gonna make a lot of money and what's not. Sometimes you will shoot a commercial and it will never see the light of day. So you will get paid for that day, but then you'll never see a residual from it. And some commercials that you book that you think are gonna be really huge, like I booked a fast food burger commercial, and I thought, "Phew, this is it. This is gonna make me so much money, la la la." It is the least I've ever made off any commercial, even though it aired a bunch. In a short time, it did only air for a little while, and I didn't make that much off of it. So what I'm saying is commercials aren't necessarily as lucrative as they used to be 20 plus years ago, but you really still can make a great living off of them, and it's a great way to, you know, supplement your income, or, you know, quit your day job and have it be your full-time income if you're lucky enough to book a few jobs while you really focus on your theatrical career. So here are my tips for you for getting started in your commercial career. I am going to have a separate video that talks about what to expect in a commercial audition and more tips for like once you've begun auditioning, but this is really about getting started. Tip number 1, take an improv class. Improv, improv, improv. Not only will it help you be a looser, better, happier actor, but most commercial casting directors, when they're looking at submissions from agents for who they're going to bring in for the auditions, not always, but most of them look to see if improv is on the resume. It's a really, really helpful tool that makes them know that you have a little bit of comedy chops, that you are open to adjustments, that you can play. It's just really important. I can't tell you how important it is to take an improv class. So the commercial workshop class, whatever you want to call it, that every commercial actor goes to, and they seem to always have success after they go to it, is called Killian's Workshop. I will put it down in the description box for you. Killian's Workshop is an essential tool for actors in commercials. Killian is very, very tough on actors during his class, but the great thing is when you get into that room, you're not going to be thrown. He will already have worked you pretty hard, so you will be able to handle anything when you get into that audition. So check that out, Killian's Workshop. Another tip I have for you, I kind of mentioned this before, but don't think that you can run and quit your day job the second you book one commercial. You never know how much it's going to make. You never know when the next booking is going to come along. It might be 2 years from now. So make sure that you keep working, keep hustling, and build a nice savings for yourself before you make any irrational decisions. Okay, so this is the part that some of you may really want to know about. Let's talk about how to get a commercial agent. Before you get a commercial agent, there are still ways to get in for auditions for commercials. You can go on backstage.com and look for auditions, and you can also go on Actors Access and you can submit yourself there for commercial auditions that they have sometimes. A lot of times they are non-union, or they're looking for a very specific character actor for the role, but there are definitely things out there that you should be looking at. When it is time for you to get a commercial agent, there are a few ways to go about this. The best way is if you know somebody with that agency and they can send their materials to their agent and say, hey, this is my friend, this is their picture, they're great, they're lovely, they're the best person in the world, you should bring them in for a meeting, and then hopefully you'll get a meeting that way. Or if you have a manager, your manager can set up meetings for you with commercial agents. Those are the best ways. Those are the most likely ways that you'll actually get in the door. The other two ways are workshops, which we'll talk about that in another video, but workshops are not really that common anymore, but there are still ones out there for agents and managers. So you can go look for workshops in LA for commercial agents, and hopefully they'll bring you in for a meeting. The last option is I will put a long list of all the big commercial agents in LA down below for you, and you can go on almost any of their websites and it will have a page that tells you how to submit yourself for a meeting, whether it's online or you mail in your materials. Almost all of them, like I said, do have an option for you to directly submit yourself to them. Don't be discouraged if you don't get a lot of response from that. They probably get a bunch of submissions every day. And like I said, really the best way is to have somebody that knows someone at that agency submit your materials for you. And just like in a commercial audition, when you get into that commercial agency meeting, be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. They want to know everything that you sell really well. They want to know if you're going to be a good fit on their team. They might say no because they have too many people like you already. It's all good. Just the more you be yourself, the more you're going to know that you're going to end up in the best place for you. Okay, you guys, that is it for today. Make sure to watch next week's video because I'm going to be talking all about the full experience of booking a commercial all the way through shooting the commercial. So you don't want to miss that, so you can really know what to expect every step of the way. Also, please don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.